So when you're traded for Bert Blyleven in probably one of the biggest deals in baseball history, and everybody remembers you even though you never had more than 59 RBIs in a season, and everybody remembers you as a strong coach who basically was part of the Boston and New York system for a while, you got to be Mike Cubbage. Now, unfortunately, Michael Cubbage has passed away at the age of 74. Now, the left-handed batter who threw right was a utility player for Texas, Minnesota, and the Mets, mostly at third base and second base, and he was a very interesting usage of his skills. He had more than 100 pinch hit appearances, so he would play like 100, 125 games in a season, and 20 of those would be as a pinch hitter. So he was used in many roles. Listed at 6 feet, 180 pounds, again, best known for his big glasses. One of the few players of that era to wear glasses continuously. Now, born in Charlottesville, Virginia, he was the son of Lindy and Marge Cubbage and came from a baseball family, as his cousins Larry Haney and Chris Haney played in the major leagues. He attended the University of Virginia, where he played for Virginia Cavaliers baseball and football teams. When he originally was selected by the expansion of Washington Senators in the 5th round of the 68 MLB draft, he decided not to sign. He was then drafted again by Washington in the 2nd round of the 71 N2 draft and spent parts of 4 seasons in the minor leagues before joining the Rangers, who Washington moved to Texas, on April 7, 74 in a game against Athletics. While appearing in 9 games with the Rangers 74, he did not collect his first major league hit. He did hit safely the first time after being called up in 75 in the game against the Angels on June 20th, where he did the Billy Wagner or William Wagner like he did for Blue Jays this week, going 3 for 5 with 4 RBIs. Now, Cubbage was eventually traded along with Roy Smalley, Bill Singer, and Jim Gideon at $250,000 from the Rangers and Twins for Bert Blyleven and Danny Thompson on June 1st, 76. Of course, that changed everything for Blyleven's career. Now, he was a Blue Jay killer because on July 27, 78, he hit for the cycle against Toronto. In the bottom of the 2nd, he hit a 1-0 pitch to right field and was thrown out at third, trying to leg out a triple. He was therefore credited for a double on the play. He then hit a home run in the 4th, a single in the 5th, and a triple in the 7th to complete the cycle. Now, Cubbage later signed as a free agent with the Mets for the 81 season. Throughout his playing career, he was considered somewhat, again, as a utility player, but well appreciated, playing mostly third base, but with stints at second and DH. He didn't play that many contests at first. Although he spent most of his playing time at shortstop in high school, he did not receive any playing time at his position in the major leagues. Now, very strong defensively, he was among top 10 leaders throughout his career. Now, in his MLB career, he appeared in 703 games, batting .258 with 34 homers and 251 RBIs, and most of them were in the second half of Minnesota's lineup. Now, he managed in the minor leagues for 7 seasons and kind of was the partial inspiration for the Bill Doran manager in that guided Kevin Costner in that famous movie. Now, beginning in 83, he led the Little Falls Mets, moving up to Lynchburg Mets for the next 2 seasons because he played with the Mets in 81, stayed in the system. He then managed the Mets' very popular AA Texas League affiliate Jackson for the 86 season, taking him to our league playoff finals. Cubbage was then promoted back to his home state to manage the very, very talented Tidewater Tides for their 87, 88, and 89 International League seasons. Cubbage then served as the Mets' third base coach in the early 90s and was named interim manager in September 91. He managed New York for 7 games, finishing with a record of 3-4. Now, during spring training in 2002, he served as the interim manager of the Boston Red Sox after previous manager Joe Kerrigan, the former Expo, was fired. Cubbage remained on the staff as third base coach after the Red Sox hired Grady Little as Kerrigan's full-time replacement. Of course, he was part of the unfortunate 2003 season for the Red Sox. Houston as coach in 97 to 2001 as well. So from 90 to 2003 again, 7 seasons with the Mets, 5 with the Astros, and 2 with Boston. Unfortunately, he passed away on August 11, 2024, at the age of 74. Now, he's probably one of the most unique players ever hit for the cycle, because no one would expect Cubbage to do that in the game. Although he did have some power, how that came about was quite interesting, as we say. Now, this was the first cycle against Toronto in their franchise history, so that's why it was so significant to a lot of people in Canada, because players to hit for the cycle for Toronto, or Toronto giving up the cycle, wasn't very common. Now, ironically, ladies and gentlemen, he had one of the biggest salary increases in baseball history. He was only making $30,000 in 1977, but he seasoned as a free agent with New York in '81. It went up to $333,000. So, from a batting perspective, his best season, of course, was in 1978. 7 home runs, 57 RBIs, 282 average, and wouldn't strike out very often, but wouldn't again get bases on balls very often either. But he, again, a very consistent player, and let's go this in perspective, ladies and gentlemen. 21 RBIs in 75, 49 in 76, 55 in 77, 57 and 78, 79, 23, then 42 with Minnesota. But those Minnesota teams from 1976 to 1980, ladies and gentlemen, his passing has hit Minnesota fans very hard because he was that consistent. Like I said, a good third baseman, a good second baseman, and would always be doing something in the field or at the plate that would benefit the squads. So that's the story of Mike Cubbage. We're going to miss him, man. I always thought he was going to play with Montreal and Toronto, but he never ended up, because I think he was more popular in Canada, because being a Minnesota player, Minnesota Twins player, were very popular in Canada, especially Roy Smalley and the other players like that, Butch Waniger and stuff like that. So Mike Cubbage will be missed, man. If you like what you're doing here with our baseball podcast, let us know with a like, comment, subscribe, or share.